Segun Oduolowu, and Vanessa Diaz, associate professor at Loyola Marymount University, where she teaches a class on Bad Bunny. She's also the co-author of How Bad Bunny Became the Global Voice of Puerto Rican Resistance. Here is that book cover. There it is, looking good. I got it in my hand as well. Welcome back to The Story Is, both of you guys. We talked to you last week ahead of this, so we wanted to get your update now that we're back. Yeah, we're getting plenty of bookending with the books. First off, I mean, you wrote about this today in Rolling Stone. You wrote about it in the New York Times, your analysis on this. What did you see? And this was the headline in the New York Times. Which Bad Bunny halftime show did you see? Which one did you see? What did you see that perhaps the rest of us didn't see?
I saw the one that was for America as opposed to America, and and for Puerto Ricans. For Puerto Ricans, there was so much special messaging for Puerto Ricans and Latinos too. What
was some of that messaging that we might have missed?
So, I think that, to me, the most important moment was when we see Bad Bunny emerge from what was supposed to be the sugarcane, and he's holding a flag. And that flag has the triangle of the Puerto Rican flag in light blue. And this is actually known as the independence flag. This is the Puerto Rican flag before the U.S. changed the color in 1952 to make the flag dark blue to mimic the colors of the United States flag. And so that light blue appears in a lot of different moments, and that is really his alliance with Puerto Rican independence. So that was something that—
Is that him saying
remarkable.
he doesn't want to be a part of the United States?
No, well, it's not an option for Puerto Rico, right? It's like it's not a choice. They are held as a territory, but it is a desire for sovereignty. And so from that moment, we then see those figures that were the cane workers become electrical workers, and they're climbing electrical poles, and then Bad Bunny joins them there. This is a reference to the blackouts. He's performing the song El Apagón, which is the blackout in Spanish. And that entire reference of the poles is actually hearkening back to the longest blackout in American history, which was the one that followed Hurricane Maria. And people just in neighborhoods, like any one of us could have been someone who might have climbed those poles in an attempt to get power at a time when the whole island was without power. And so this was really this kind of messaging about the suffering that Puerto Ricans have experienced and the lengths that they would go to in order to really try to help their community.
What did you think of the show?
It was okay. And I say that, and that doesn't make me a bigot, doesn't make me hate Puerto Rico, doesn't make me dislike Spanish, and I followed along with the show as best I could with my collegiate level, rudimentary Spanish that I was able to speak. But people need to understand that the halftime show in the stadium is not really for the fans. It's a television spectacle.
That is definitely true. As somebody was in
who was there?
I mean, they literally brought people as plans to cover up the thing so you couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's made for TV viewing, and if you're watching it at home, and just put the language barrier aside. If all of the Easter eggs that he put in there force you afterwards to go and try and decipher it, it kind of misses the mark where you're looking for the spectacle in the show. There were parts of it I absolutely loved. I loved Ricky Martin coming up. I thought that homage to Puerto Rico with Ricky Martin being Puerto Rican, I loved that. I loved Lady Gaga and the flower that she had being a symbol of Puerto Rico. I loved some of the things that I caught. But when I thought of the overall spectacle of halftime shows, I thought the Strom and Drang of oh my God, it's anti-American kind of drowned out and made it bigger than it needed to be. It was just an okay performance. It was good, but was it the greatest halftime show of all time? No, I will counter and say the biggest thing for me, I did not agree with President Trump saying that this was a slap in the face. The only slaps I saw were the beats, the bodies and the booties. I was here for it. For that part of it, it was a great show. I think it can be summed up perfectly by what J.J. Watt said. Did I understand everything about it? No. Was it a vibe? Absolutely. And that's what it was. It's a vibe, and that's what Bad Bunny is. But to try and make it as bigger than what it was a good show. That's all. It was good. It was okay. It's okay.
You agree it was just okay?
No, I actually think it was an incredible show, and I think it was an incredible show because of all of those historic meanings. Bad Bunny as an artist, he's known for these Easter eggs, right? Bad Bunny brings the Easter eggs. But really, there's always these messages, and you know, as an educator, for me, that's exciting to then go talk to my students and they're like, oh, I noticed this. And they picked up on the electrical grid. They picked up on the flag because we're learning that history. But also, I think a lot of other folks, I mean, the point of the opening with the people who were working the sugar canes, I think, was to show this connective history that is across the Americas. We saw different flags displayed. We saw kind of, you know, the taco trucks and all of these different references that were supposed to connect to a broader audience while still really making it about his homeland, and that's what he does best.
So what a day for you to be at the Bad Bunny class. How did that go today?
I mean, the students were so excited because they're actually all writing for their midterm project is an opinion piece about the Super Bowl. So they were ready and they had really watched it and studied it. And so, you know, it was really exciting to talk to a group of young students who had so much to say.
Why didn't why didn't Bad Bunny come in on a wrecking ball like Miley Cyrus and bust through like an ice effigy of Donald Trump? You have your moment with the whole world.
No.
What do you mean no?
I actually disagree.
Okay, I'm all
I
ears.
actually think the way he did it was so much smarter than doing that.
How so?
Because the last message that he put up there was the whole point. That the only thing stronger than hate is love. That was the theme of the whole thing. And so to make it all about Trump, don't need to make it about Trump. It's about love. It's about positivity. It's about the fact that we're all America. It's the fact that everybody was joyous. Things that people can relate to.
But which America,
wait
a second, but Alex,
a wedding, a taco stand, other things.
Which America do we live in where he got no new fans from the people that dislike him? You have an opportunity now to look.
I don't agree with that.
Are you rushing out to go buy the new Bad Bunny?
Yes.
Stop it.
Honestly, I'm more into Bad Bunny after this whole thing.
I think he had a moment.
And I think there are people around the world that
I think the people that love him were going to love him no matter what he did. And I think this was an opportunity to show strength in a way that make us catch it. If you have this opportunity to be overt, be overt.
Why?
Because those Easter eggs fall on we need a college professor.
Maybe just having the vibe is the point.
But here's the thing.
Point.
We needed a college professor to break down the Easter eggs of a halftime show. You missed the mark.
No, we didn't. I mean, I appreciate what she said.
Just to be fair, in Kendrick Lamar's halftime show last year, other Rolling Stone writers broke down the show in the same way we did. It just happens that I'm a professor.
We are out of time.
Okay.
I wish we weren't. This is great stuff.
Come back. I don't mind being ganged up on.
Thank you, guys. Great stuff. Congratulations and congrats on the book. Thanks for watching. The Story Is. Our international viewers, World Sport is next for our viewers in North America. I'll be right back.